On November 23, 1976, a seemingly routine domestic flight in Greece turned into a tragedy. Olympic Airways Flight 830 took off from Athens bound for Kazani. A scheduled stopover in Larissa was planned. This flight was like any other, embarking on a short journey to transport passengers across the country. Little did anyone know that this flight would end in disaster. It would become a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of air travel. The reliable workhorse was a look at the NAMC YS-11A aircraft. The aircraft operating Flight 830 was a NAMC YS-11A. This twin-engine turboprop airliner was a familiar sight in the skies. It was known for its reliability. The aircraft bore the registration SXBBR. The specific aircraft had a history dating back to 1971. It had served Olympic Airways faithfully since its delivery. The YS-11A was designed for short to medium-range flights, making it suitable for the Athens-Kozani route. Navigating uncertain skies, weather conditions, and flight path deviations. As Flight 830 progressed along its route, the weather conditions began to deteriorate. Inclement weather over Larissa forced a change of plans. The crew made the decision to bypass the scheduled stopover. They would proceed directly to Kozani. This decision seemed reasonable given the circumstances. However, it would later become a point of scrutiny during the investigation. The aircraft would now be flying into an area with challenging weather conditions. Section 4. Radio silence and mounting fears. The final moments of Flight 830. At 09:45 local time, the flight crew made their last radio contact, a routine check-in with air traffic control. They reported their position as 15 nautical miles south of Kozani, a tmaulniodien semkavo cherto figofrosin budyars I towns in Cherp Aron enos nubos in northern Greece. They also reported their heading as 318 degrees, maintaining a steady course. This routine communication gave no indication of the impending disaster that was about to unfold. However, just minutes later, the unthinkable happened, shaking everyone to their core. All contact with Flight 830 was lost, plunging the situation into uncertainty. The aircraft vanished from radar screens without a trace, leaving no clues behind. An emergency was declared at 10:19, sparking immediate concern and action. Rescue teams were immediately dispatched to the last known position of the aircraft, hoping for a miracle. Section 5. A scene of devastation. The crash site and the fateful impact. The wreckage of Flight 830 was located amidst the unforgiving terrain of Mount Pieria near the village of Servia. The remote location made rescue operations extremely challenging. The crash site painted a grim picture of the final moments of the flight. Debris was strewn across the rugged landscape, telling a tragic story. The aircraft had slammed into the mountainside at an altitude of 4,265 feet. The impact was catastrophic, leaving no chance for survival. The aircraft disintegrated upon impact, scattering debris over a wide area. The force of the collision was immense. The force of the impact was so severe that parts of the wreckage were found embedded deep into the mountainside. The scene was a stark reminder of the flight's tragic end. Section 6. Loss and unanswered questions. The human cost of the tragedy. Tragically, there were no survivors. All 50 souls aboard Flight 830 perished in the crash. The crash sent shockwaves through Greece and the aviation world. The loss of life included 46 passengers and 4 crew members. Families and loved ones were left to grapple with the sudden and devastating loss. The incident served as a reminder of the fragility of life and the inherent risks associated with air travel. Section 7. Piecing together the puzzle. The investigation and its findings. The investigation into the crash of Olympic Airways Flight 830 was complex and challenging, involving multiple agencies and experts from various fields. Investigators faced the difficult task of piecing together the events that led to the disaster, meticulously analyzing every piece of debris. The mountainous terrain and the destruction of the wreckage hampered their efforts, making it a painstaking process to gather and interpret the evidence. However, after a thorough analysis of the evidence and the black box recordings, a clearer picture began to emerge, shedding light on the sequence of events. The investigation revealed that the aircraft had deviated from its planned flight path, a critical error that set the stage for the tragedy. It had flown into an area of high terrain shrouded in cloud cover, severely limiting the pilot's visibility and situational awareness. The investigation concluded that the primary cause of the crash was controlled flight into terrain, or CFIT, a phenomenon where a fully operational aircraft is inadvertently flown into the ground. This occurs when a properly functioning aircraft under the control of the pilot is flown into the ground or a terrain obstacle, often due to navigational errors or misjudgments. The investigation pointed to several contributing factors, including pilot error, which played a significant role in the unfortunate event. The investigation determined that the pilots made navigational errors and descended below the minimum safe altitude for the area, a critical mistake in such challenging terrain. Adverse weather conditions also played a role, with poor visibility and low cloud cover further complicating the pilot's ability to navigate safely. The poor visibility and low cloud cover contributed to the pilot's inability to maintain situational awareness, a crucial factor in avoiding such accidents. Additionally, the aircraft was not equipped with a ground proximity warning system, or GPWS, which could have alerted the pilots to the impending danger and potentially averted the crash. The tragic loss of Olympic Airways Flight 830 highlighted the importance of pilot training and the need for advanced safety features in aircraft, emphasizing the critical role of technology in modern aviation. The investigation findings led to improvements in aviation safety protocols and the widespread adoption of GPWS technology, which has since become a standard feature in commercial aircraft. This tragedy serves as a somber reminder of the importance of continuous improvement in aviation safety to prevent similar accidents from happening again, ensuring that the lessons learned from such incidents are never forgotten.